Hello and welcome back to a movie watching podcast. This is Cody Michael. I'm joined as always by Seth Ott
Hee hee.
and Jared Buckendall.
Wow.
Uh, we are back, and as you might have guessed from Seth's intro, we are here to talk about the brand new film Michael, which hit theaters this past weekend. Before any of us have seen this movie, we are going to make our bets on what we think is going to happen here, as we do with all of our movies here on a movie watching podcast. Before we get into our bets, I did want to ask you guys. I don't know if you saw early reviews have come out for Michael. Not
Yeah,
kind so
not at
far.
all.
I haven't read any of the details. I can tell you guys this: I am not deterred whatsoever. I don't give a damn. Um, I don't think there's a bad version of this movie they can make in my eyes. But what do you guys think about that? Like for this movie, and then in general, do reviews these poor? Like I saw 30s in the tomatoes, and
Mhm.
pretty low stuff. Does that ever deter you to something you were planning on seeing?
I mean, I don't know about you, Cody, but I think you are deterred. Um,
Boom shot.
Zing.
um, it depends on the move. Like, I think, I mean, I think we had discussions in the past about this. Like, for me, I use Rotten Tomatoes as like as a guideline or like a litmus test for like if it's a movie I'm on the fence on.
Mhm.
Um,
Yep.
so if it's something where it's like, ooh, that kind of might have been interesting, but I'm not like dying to see it. And if it's at like 40 and Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm like, I probably won't go. But if it's like 60 or above and I have some sort of interest, I'll probably go. Um, I think something like this, where it's like, well, one, we're doing it for the podcast,
Yeah.
but also if not even, I think it would have to be I'm probably more likely to go see it if it's bad reviews then at that point.
Yeah.
Because I wanna see how bad it actually is. Um, but I think in general, I probably was going to see something like this because it has been hyped up so much.
Yeah. I would say that I'm very much in that same boat. Like those bigger profile movies, the blockbusters or whatever, I'm kind of getting out to, but smaller movies or mid-budget ones that might show up on like a mystery movie Monday or something like that.
Mhm.
And you're saying, if it's below 50, I'm kind of like, well, I could either do this on a Saturday or go see the movie. I'll
Right.
just wait. That's kind of how I use, yeah, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I think that's about the good way to look at it. And who knows? The the first place I saw the bad review was IGN, and I
Mhm.
don't give a damn what
Oh,
they say.
They've been
they were
they've been
all
all
over the
over the
place.
board, yeah.
Yeah. But then I saw tomatoes. I was like, "Oh, okay, well, we'll see." But probably not
Yeah.
gonna be able to stop me from liking it, but so we'll see, when we come back next week for our review. So if you haven't gone to the movie, go ahead in this next week and come back and tell us what you think along with our review episode. Let's get into some bets here. I do, as we talked about when we did Walk the Line, the musical biopic has been pretty well played out, right? And so, between our knowledge of Michael Jackson, which I know we all have, encyclopedic knowledge of Michael Jackson's life and career, um, and between that and our knowledge of the general trappings of a musical biopic, I think we'll do pretty well this week. Um, J Buck, you were our champion this last week on Fast Times for Ridgemont High. Why don't you kick us off with a one pointer here?
Alright, and again, I haven't really seen many of these trailers and stuff, so this might have been honestly, like, just a throwaway bet to begin with, but I don't think that the movie will get into his, quote, "white ears."
You think it will end before he gets
I think
white?
it'll end before that, and then we'll get, like, text on the screen.
I'm trying to think. I feel like there is a shot in the first trailer that suggests this is not the case.
Huh.
Um, I'm pretty sure I see at least one shot in the trailer where he's more white.
Okay.
Um, do you have a backup to this one?
Yeah, let me look, I'm looking through here quick.
Do you want me to go and then
Oh, yeah, Seth, take the lead here.
I actually I'll do mine because mine's related to this.
okay.
Um, or at least it's based on a similar theme. I obviously think that they will get into the white years, which is a hilarious way to put it.
Okay.
Um, I think what's gonna happen, though, is that they're not going to really discuss that that's happening. I don't think there's gonna be a scene where he talks about doing it or anything like that. I think one of 2 specific things is gonna happen. They're either gonna time jump past it, or it's gonna happen during a montage.
Mm,
So that's my 1 point bet,
Okay.
is the skin lightning happens either during a montage or a time jump with no discussion otherwise.
okay. I like
Yeah.
that.
Sure.
Boom. And that'll be an easy one to spot, because someone's
True.
gonna be like, "Hey, Mike, why are you white now?" And then that's my bet shot. Alright, chef, what you got for 1?
Again, so kind of like Jared, I haven't seen a whole. I think I maybe seen the trailer once, so I don't remember specifics. But I'm guessing the Pepsi commercial will be in there at some point.
Ooh, okay.
Like
Oh.
I'm saying at least one Pepsi will be drank on screen in this movie.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Someone drinks Pepsi on screen. Okay.
Uh huh.
That's an interesting one, because they would have to actually work that out with Pepsi too. It's a good Hollywood bet. We'll see.
Uh,
J-Buck, did you come up with another one?
Yeah, I'm doing a quick Google quick. I don't know what year it is, but I think that we will see a scene where he is doing the Super Bowl halftime show.
The Super Bowl halftime show is done as a live scene.
Yes.
Okay. I agree. I think this is a good one pointer. So do you mean like as a specific, we're gonna stop here for a second and not just as part of a montage? I think that feels like a good way to earn the point. Um, you know what I mean?
Where it's like an actual scene, it's just not like an intercut, like a
Yeah.
2-second thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that that's a good bet.
I'm really hoping that this plays. I hope that you're right about this, and I hope this scene plays as well as the Live Aid in Bohemian Rhapsody. That's
Yep.
my hopes.
Man, yeah, that was a good scene.
We'll go on to my 3 pointer. I'm gonna call a specific shot. This is a um, specific movie biopic trope shot. I think that the opening of this film, well, this bet will settle in the first 10 seconds of this film. I think the opening of this film is going to be the moments, something centered around the moments leading up to and the very beginning of some big concert.
mm,
And that what's going to happen is we're going to see him like preparing to take the stage and then taking the stage and then getting ready to start the concert, and we get a cut and a
And then boom.
rewind to the
Yep.
beginning. I think that's our opening of the movie. Um, and if I was going to go for more point for my 5 pointer, I would call it that it's during the show you talked about, Jared. But
Oh, yeah.
I just want 3 points, and I think it's just going to be for any show. That's the open that we get. We're either going to open with him like backstage and walking onto the show, or him like standing on stage and with the music
Yep. Yeah,
started,
silhouette and lights popping on.
but we're gonna see like fully formed Super Saiyan Michael Jackson getting ready to fucking light it up, and then we're gonna zoom back to the start.
Weirdly, I mean, that's kinda how Walk the Line started
mm-hmm.
and ended.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, because they do the Folsom Prison
Yep.
show like that. Yep,
That's a good
basically
bet.
exactly like that.
You know what's funny is that I had I when I was thinking through bets, one of the ones I had was that the movie would start like on a music video set, like them filming a music video.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
And then so my thought was that it wouldn't flash back, it would start from him like early on in his solo career filming a music video, or like he's already got some fame or whatever, and then it was going to start from a certain point and go. I didn't know how far back they were going to go with that, so I guess my bet was going to be on that, like, yeah, it starts with him already being established on the set. Then
Mhm. What did you go with for 3?
my 3 is not based around any of that. So mine was kind of based around the synopsis. I was thinking it says his story about the king of pop, or rising to the king of pop. So I'm like, I think at some point in this movie he'll and I don't know if he has like any photos or like if there's any art or anything of this, but like I think at some point in this movie he will either wear or will be depicted wearing a crown.
Ooh.
Mike in a crown.
So
I can't
say
picture him in a crown, but like maybe someone does a painting with him.
okay, I was gonna ask, can a mural or something like that that counts? He has to have a crown above his head.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Okay.
Unless you guys know of like any
I'm
of
trying to
like
picture.
I mean, I
None
can
comes to
picture that
mind.
image in my mind, but not one specifically.
right.
Just like the idea of that.
Mike in a crown. I think that's a good one.
Okay.
I
Mhm.
think that's a good one because yeah, and it could be like the cover of Rolling Stone or something
Yep,
like
or a
that.
Yeah.
newscast.
Um,
Yep.
but even if we know that exists, that doesn't mean it has to be shown in the movie. So I think
Yeah.
that's a good one for 3, and it's an easy one to spot. It's just
Yeah.
Mike in a crown.
Yeah. That's what I was going for, is things that I can easily see count
Yep,
that are kind of fun.
I dig it. J Buck for 3. What you got?
This one's a little random one, but I think because I'm assuming that his chimp is gonna be in the movie. I think it was in the trailer actually. So I think that there's gonna be at least 3 different fruits being featured in this movie, and one has to be a banana.
Damn it.
Wait, was
I was
that your bet?
I was gonna have a bubbles for my 5.
No way!
3 fruits are featured, including 1 banana.
Yep. Wow.
Do you mean it? Okay, so 3 fruits in general over the course of the movie, they don't have to. None of the fruit has to interact with the chimp necessarily.
Correct. No, I
Okay,
just assumed that
it's just chimp
with him
inspired.
being there, there will be fruit involved.
Okay, okay. 3 fruits featured, including 1 banana. So
Yep.
Seth, if your 5-pointer was more specific, you maybe can still keep it.
Nah.
Um,
I'll pivot.
I'll give you a second to think about
Yeah,
it.
what was it specifically, or what was it
I
before you're
was
changing it?
I was gonna have Bubbles the monkey will eat at least 3 different food items.
Oh, wow.
Man,
Oh, wow.
that's really
Yeah,
parallel.
that's very close.
I thought you were gonna say we'll see Bubbles eating a banana, which I think that would be a good
Oh,
5. That's pretty
yeah.
specific.
Oh, yeah.
I thought of 2 5-pointers and I can't decide which one I want to go with.
I do have a backup that I'll probably end up going with, but
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with what I think is the more fun one, and I'll still tell you guys what the other idea was, but it's less fun. So my 5-pointer, I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see a scene where we see him make the conscious choice to have the Michael Jackson speaking voice, like post famous Jackson, or like when he's just coming up. We're gonna see either him decide or someone teach him, or just see him in some down moment, like actually talking like he fucking talks, and then like, never mind, I got to be Michael Jackson now. I think you're gonna see proof that that's not actually how he fucking talks, portrayed in the movie.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
wow. Yeah. That I guess I don't know too much about him. Like, is that a known fact?
I don't think there's a lot of documented evidence of it, if any. But I've heard one clip that maybe is fake. I don't know,
Yeah.
of him with a little bit deeper voice.
Man, I wanna see that now.
But yeah, if we see someone be like, "Hey, maybe you should keep your voice high for the ladies or something," that'd be really cool. I don't know if cool is the word, but I'll get 5 points, which that would be pretty cool.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Chef, what you got?
All right, I think I'll go with my backup here. This is pretty generic, not quite as fun as Bubbles the monkey. Um, I said there will be over. I'm trying to debate on the number. There'll be at least 3 scenes of music videos being filmed, different music videos being filmed.
3 different music
Oh,
video
wow.
sets.
Okay.
You got to see the filming, not just the music video itself.
Right.
Okay.
So, like, for
Like he's on a
example,
film set, essentially?
Yeah.
so yeah, like for example, like they have to specifically say this is the music video for X song, like Beat It.
Mhm.
And then on the next one, they're specifically on Thriller. and then the next one they
Oh,
know
man.
they're specifically on whatever.
I could
You
see
probably
that
got two of
definitely
them.
being a montage.
Three's a good number because those two I feel pretty good
Yeah.
about. I think your tiebreaker could be no, never mind. I started to say, I wonder if they do a scene with the "We Are the World," but there's no way in hell they're going to do that. All right, round us out, Jared.
Yeah, my 5, I have a few, but none of them are great. Oh, geez,
I
and
can
this one
offer you one
I
for
might
consideration.
pull that lever here. This one's might be hard to track, but I think that there will be scenes that show the inception, creation, or development of the moonwalk, the
Mm.
crotch grab, and his little weehees or woohoos or whatever. Like someone maybe like like, hey, I do that, or like, why are you doing that?
And he. Okay,
So
so you're betting that we're going to see the moonwalk, crotch grab, and teehee origin stories or like development
Development, like kind of
depicted
like
in the movie.
practicing. Someone's like, what is that? What are you working on? Something like that.
All three of those got to hit. That's
I
parlay.
call
Yes.
I call it the crotch grab moon rock. Hee hee.
Yay!
Yeah, it's just that's the opening of the movie. "Hi, I'm Michael, and I did this."
I like it.
um so to clarify, it can be all in one scene, all in one like thing, right? It
Could
doesn't
be, yeah.
you aren't saying like it's three separate things. It,
No, like, they could
but
all happen
it
literally in
can
one
happen
scene.
separately, but it doesn't have to.
Correct.
Right. As
Perfect.
long as each of those things are included either as components of the same move or as separate moves.
Mhm.
I like it.
But yeah. Yeah, like someone's gonna be like, "Here, this is the moonwalk, Mike," and he's gonna, "Oh, I should try that." And then
Yep.
later on, they're gonna be like, the ladies love it when you grab your crotch, Mike." And he's gonna say, "Yep, I bet." "Yep, I bet."
And then in the third
Did you
scene,
already read the script?
And then he's gonna be in the middle of recording, and he's gonna be like, "Achoo!"
He's like,
He's
"Sorry,
gonna be
it's
like,
allergy season."
"Mike, do that again." "Woo!
I
You're a
thought he,
genius, Mike. What?"
"What?
I thought he's
Okay.
gonna see a spider
Why are you being
in
so
the recording booth.
ignorant?"
Oh, man. Well, I apologize in advance to anybody who is in the same movie theater as me during this film, because I intend to get loud. I think it's going to be really fun. I'm excited. I don't care what Rotten Tomatoes says. I think this is going to be a good time, especially because this movie is going to be jam packed. All right, you guys. We're going to see people on screen drinking Pepsi.
What?
We're going to see the Super Bowl halftime show depicted. We're going to see a montage or a time jump where we just pass over the fact that this man changes skin color. We're going to see at least 3 fruits depicted, all right? And one of those is going to be a banana. We're
Yep.
going to see a crown on Michael Jackson, either as a character or like depiction in an art form. Um, the opening scene of this movie is going to be like a warm up before a big show, before we have a big rewind Zach Morris. I bet you're wondering how I got here type thing.
Mhm.
Bet you're wondering
Um,
how I got here.
we're going to see the creation of the moonwalk, the crotch grab, the hee-hees, and in general, the Michael Jackson voice. And also, we're going to see at least 3 different music video sets. It can be any 3 different songs, but we're going to see at least 3 of them. This movie's going to be jam packed.
Yo, yo.
Bada
Mm-hmm.
boom.
Bada boom. Make sure you guys get out to Michael. You've got one more week. We're going to review this one next week, so catch it if you don't want to be spoiled, because we will do spoilers. But make sure in the meantime, you go back and listen to our old episodes if you haven't heard them yet. We have Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and we have Walk the Line, both available now. You can check out our letterboxed reviews. And then make sure you follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Before we let you go for this week, got to let you know what we've been watching. And Jared, we're going to start on TV. You caught a couple episodes of something brand new. I think yours were early episodes on this one. I have no clue. I know the title and that's it.
Yeah. By the time you are listening to this, the first 2 episodes of this should be out, but yeah, I was able to catch these a little bit early, and it is this new show from Apple called Widow's Bay. And they released a couple teasers. It was like 1 minute long. It doesn't really capture that much of a vibe. It was just kind of quirky. It was like is this scary? Is this not? Is this tongue in cheek? I don't really know. But these first 2 episodes were just a nice breath of fresh air. Like I said in my review that it has like the horror elements of Midnight Mass mixed with like the goofy characters of Parks and Rec, mixed with the comedic vibes of Atlanta, specifically the Teddy Perkins episodes, because the guy that directed those episodes directed these first 2 episodes of Widow's Bay. So it is
Wow.
classified as a comedy horror, and it is balancing that perfectly right now.
Is it is it jump scare scary, or is it
Kinda, sorta, like, there was legitimately some spooky moments, but
okay,
not like shit your pants, like Insidious, like someone right behind you. Like, it comes right after, like, a funny part or a funny thing happens, like, during it or right after it.
okay,
So, it's not super scary, like, again, Midnight Mass, I feel like is straight, like, horror, spooky, supernatural. This does that because, again, the setting is these people on an island. And then you kind of find out there might be a curse on the island or might not be a curse on the island. And the main character is the mayor, and he's actually trying to get people to come to the island because they need more money. So it's him fighting this curse versus trying to get money. So you can already kind of see the situation, how comedic it really is.
uh-huh,
And like old people in the town are like, "There's a curse," and he's like, "No, don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about." Um, and the fun part is, like I mentioned, the characters of Parks and Rec. We were talking off air before this about character actors. Everyone in this show is a character actor, and they are doing their bit, and it is delightful.
Oh
Like,
no.
okay.
I can't think who was the from Righteous Gemstones, the husband that like has the pet monkey. Who's
Oh
that
god.
guy? I can't think of
I
his name, but he shows up and he is brilliant in this.
oh god, what is his name? I'm not gonna be able to pull it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his
He's
name is
so
either,
funny
but
though.
he's a very just funny character actor. Again, Righteous Gemstones and a few other things.
I
Right
recognize
now,
Stephen Root from, Barry. He's,
Oh
yep,
yeah.
the
Ale
Friends
for
Office
basketball
love.
Space.
guy. Ill for Love
Yep.
from, the dodgeball.
Uh-huh.
His name's Tim Bolts, but it's BJ.
Yep.
BJ from the Righteous Gemstones. So right now, 2 episodes in, I'm really digging this because it's just like quirky. It's weird. It's something different, but they're playing it where the comedy is very like deadpan and dry. Like again, kind of like Atlanta, where there's comedy here. We're not going to stew on it. We're not going to make it full front and center. You're going to acknowledge it, and then we're going to move on. Um, so yeah, big
How
thumbs
you
up
doing?
right
Keep
now
it
so
moving.
far. Yeah, yeah.
I love this. This sounds, I'm gonna start this and follow along. Um, the the Teddy Perkins thing sells me. That should be the entire trailer. Is the
Yep.
guy that made Teddy Perkins is on this show now. Do you know if is he like a showrunner or did he only do these first 2?
I looked at it and he was executive producer. He did these first 2. It didn't list who was directing these other ones. I tried to jump around to see. I think he might have spot directed a few others, but it's pretty good tone. And I realized that the creator or writer like wrote a ton for MT or not MTV, but Mad TV and then also Parks and Rec as well. So you can kind
Oh,
of see that flavor kind of bleeding in.
there you go. You picked it out. I love the idea of the mayor of the town from Jaws, like, trying to
Yep.
bring everyone
Yeah,
into
yeah.
town.
There's not a ghost. Don't worry. You can stay here. It's fine.
Oh my god. This is great. So that's Widow's Bay. You can check that out now on Apple TV Plus if you've got it. Um, I made a Blockbuster run this week and saw a couple things that I wanted to quickly mention. One of them was Prey. This, I don't know if you guys have seen this one. This is the Predator movie where the Predator
Oh,
comes to
yeah.
Earth and goes up against a young Native American woman. Prey is awesome. It's super hardcore. The Predator is dope. The main character is awesome, and it's really creative. It's different from like all these Predator movies are basically the same, so you have to get creative with the environment, the action, um, and the cat and mouse of it all. And they did that really well here. And the Native American element, I wish we had more movies about like Native Americans during this time. This is like the early 1800s, I want to say, or 1700s. And so she's doing things like having to go out on her hunt to prove herself, like Spartan type shit, but it was in Kansas,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
So Prey is dope, especially if you like the Predator franchise. And they just had a new one, Predator Badlands, which is dope as well earlier this year. The other one I saw that's older is Under the Silver Lake. This is from 2018. It's got Andrew Garfield. It's an A24. Um, this movie is weird as hell. It's like a
Mhm.
neo noir kind of windy. What's going on here? Andrew Garfield's kind of trying to figure things out. There's a lot of real strange characters and a lot of weird things that don't make that much sense. Have both you guys seen this?
Mm-mm.
I have, yeah.
I think you might like it, Seth. You got to have some patience with it. It's a long movie. It's like
Yeah.
220
Yeah.
if I remember right. And it wraps up pretty nicely, but it's just a weird movie. You got to be in the right mood for it. And I was. I had a good time. I'm a
I
big
just
Andrew Garfield guy, though.
I just remember seeing a trailer for that in the theaters, and then like a year later it came out.
Yeah, there was,
And
like, weird delays or something.
uh-huh.
Oh, I had to look up what year it came out because in the movie they basically make a Spider-Man joke.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, and I had to look up, was this after Spider-Man? Yeah, like he's the kind of a loser guy, and he gets his hand stuck to a comic book, and it's a
No
Spider-Man comic book.
way.
Yeah, and he's
Weird.
trying to shake it off for like a while, so you can tell it was on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe it's commentary that he's just like, "I'm trying to do art and this past won't come off of me. I'm
Just
stuck.
keep
I'm
pulling
forever
me back
Spider-Man."
in. Well, he ended up. I'm sure he got a pretty good payday for catching Zendaya, so I'm sure he's not
Yeah.
regretting it too much. Spoilers, I guess. I don't know.
You blew it.
Two new movies this week. The first is a, I guess I would call this a horror thriller. This is an A24 one, Mother Mary. I don't know if you guys have seen any ads for this.
Just
So,
the poster. I think that's all I've seen.
okay, so this has Anne Hathaway and also, I can't think of the actress's name. Shoot. She's black and British and she had her own show, I think on Netflix, like a comedy short series. Anyway, it's basically just the two of them in this movie. And Anne Hathaway shows up to her former stylist slash friend, um, and says, I have this big new event that I'm going to, and I need a dress that like really encompasses who I am. And it devolves into this kind of like kind of ghosty, um how would I'm realizing in the moment that I don't know how I would describe this movie. It's it's
I
now
love this.
I'm gonna have to leave that in now.
Yeah,
Uh,
I love this. Because this actually makes me wanna see the movie now more.
it's pretty ethereal and strange and
Weird, okay.
dark but not scary, and just kind of weird. The vibe it gave me, and I didn't even really see this movie. I think I saw scenes from it. Was Crimson Peak, which was
Oh,
like
okay, yeah.
that was kind of a horror romance
Weird.
thing. Uh, yeah, this movie is just here's what I think is awesome about it. The two of them are acting their butts off, just the two of them against each other. Anne Hathaway is really different in this than other stuff I've seen her in. I really liked her. Not that I don't like her in other things. She's a pop star in this as well, so there's some original music that is pretty poppy and fun and catchy. Um, and it's just I do want one of you guys to see it, because I wanna talk about kinda what happens in it, but I guess I have to sell you on a tone, and it's, like, kind of dark, spooky, but not scary, and definitely just kind of gothic and weird.
Hmm.
The way
I
you're
dug it, though.
explaining this, it sounds like, it fits in the realm of like that. Was it Suspiria? Was that the movie a few years ago? I don't
Yes.
know. For some reason, it feels like those are in the same realm in my brain right now.
Yeah, this one's gonna be more subdued than Suspiria, but
Okay.
probably is on that same spectrum. I think you're on the right track. Yeah.
Is this new? I didn't even. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't even heard of this movie.
Yeah, it just came out this last weekend. I got a free ticket because I joined the A24 club.
Ah,
I
okay.
finally did that.
Welcome to the club.
Finally
Welcome.
in. I also subscribed to The Onion this last week.
They
I was
just
like,
they just bought Infowars.
yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently they're doing physical papers again. So I'm like,
Bring
well,
it back.
I gotta support the fuck Alex Jones cause. And also,
Uh-huh.
I've never as an adult gotten a physical newspaper, so I'm pretty excited
Hell yeah.
that The Onion is gonna be the one that I get. Anyway, um, so The Onion, A24, Mother Mary, Mother Mary, I liked. If you're a horror fan, definitely go. Seth, you wouldn't have to worry about jump scares. It's nothing like that. Um, but it is an interesting tone and mood. Maybe watch the trailer and decide if you want to go. Okay, the other one is probably more along most of our listeners' taste. This is the new Jason Segel and
Samara
Samara
Weaving.
Weaving. Interesting couple here.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I guess am I the only one that saw this? Did either of you
Yeah,
two
I
see
haven't seen it
this?
yet.
Mm-mm.
Seth, you haven't.
I have not.
Yeah. Over your dead body. Cody, you were saying. Jason Segel, Samara Weaving. The director was Yorma. How do you say his last name?
Tacony.
Taccone from the Lonely Island fellas. And I I really enjoyed this movie. I had a fun time with it, but I don't want to say too much because I think the reason I enjoyed it so much because I didn't see a trailer. I saw the poster. That's it. And I
No.
love now going into movies without having a damn clue what I'm about to see. And
Mm-hmm.
that was the fun. Like basically the setup is you find out that this couple, they've been together for X amount of years. They pretty much hate each other. So they're going to go on a weekend getaway and one of them hopes that something bad happens to the other. That's essentially the setup of the movie. But you can see how there's obviously comedy into that, where it's like the very first scene is one of them trying to set up an alibi, and you're kind of like, "Oh, this is so obvious that you're about to do something. Like, this is so stupid, but that's the fun part of it. And as the movie goes, it actually kind of like evolves because Yorma or the writer or whoever does a really good job of like laying these kind of clues. Not subtle, just like, hey, yeah, okay, like where's my sweater? And then like that pays off down the road. Again, that might be mild spoilers, I guess. But it was like a movie that I didn't know what the next 20 minutes was gonna give me. And then
Hmm.
Yeah.
something different happened. I'm kind of like, oh, wow, okay, there's more to this than meets the eye. And it's, I guess, labeled as like an action comedy. It's very funny. It's very goofy. Again, unexpected. It was a nice surprise. Um, I don't think it's gonna like make anyone's like most money made, best list of the year or whatever. But like this was a solid for me, like a solid 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. It's fun.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot of interviews on that with Yorma. 'Cause I
Mm-hmm.
listen to the Lonely Island podcast and then just like been listening to different interviews he's been on. So I've heard quite a bit about the movie, but I still was getting more of like a horror type tone from it, like horror. Like there was obviously the comedy part, but
Yeah.
like gory and horror.
I would say, yeah, like I'm kind of curious, yeah, like what some of the stuff from the interviews were, but I would say it leans a little bit more into like that gruesomeness or like,
Hmm.
graphic nature and less horror.
Yeah,
More, I would say thriller.
yeah, and I'm glad to hear that it has more of the almost like a mystery aspect, I guess, a little bit to it from the sounds
Mhm.
of it. Or at least
Yeah.
like you paint, with the clues being having like the I don't know, what do they call that? The mystery box or whatever, like that type of
Yeah.
thing. Um, I like that, so I'm more intrigued to see that one.
They had me with the casting, but I'm glad to know that there's more underneath there. I think I did see a trailer, if I remember right, and it was
Mhm.
basically just the two of them yelling at each other. I was like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I'm here for that."
Yeah, yeah. And again, that's basically all you need to know. Go in. Catch this one on rental if you miss it.
Boom. I'm gonna try and catch that one this weekend. So that is Over Your Dead Body. You can catch that in theaters now, as well as Mother Mary, which I did a terrible job of describing, but would still
Mother.
recommend. Um,
Mother.
if you happen to have a Blockbuster in your town, first of all, let me know because we can hang out. Check out Under the Silver Lake and Prey. And then if you've got Apple TV Plus, check out Widow's Bay, which is streaming now with new episodes. That's what we've been watching this week. So make sure you check out some of that. Also, get to the theater and watch Michael so that you can come back next week and see our review and see who wins the betting game. Very excited to bring you that. That's going to do it for this week's episode, though. So for Jared Buckendahl and Seth Ott, I've been Cody Michael. We'll see you next time.